Today's Parenting, Navigating the Journey Together, we look at how grief can turn to anger and one mom's story of helping her child work through the anger of losing her father. For Casey Allen, the journey was a bit different.
Her dad and I were going through a divorce whenever it happened.
While she and her husband were in the process of divorcing, they had a child together, Emmy. She was only 6 when he died.
I think that's like the biggest misconception when people would talk to us and say like, well, it's got to be a little bit easier since he wasn't coming home every night. And I think it was harder because while we were used to not seeing him all the time, the hope of things getting better, the hope of him being around, that was what was completely taken from us 100% the day that he died.
Casey, who also wasn't sure how to grieve, did her best to help her daughter navigate the bumpy road ahead. But it wasn't until Emmy was a few years older that the impact of losing her father finally showed itself.
And I remember the day like it was yesterday when she said, "It's your fault." And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, I didn't see my dad on a regular basis from 3, and he didn't die until I was 6. I missed out on all that time with him because of a decision you made. And, you know, how do you wrap your brain around that?
Some tough words for a mom to hear, but some that needed to be said so another conversation could be opened.
So there were some hard truths that had to be told, you know, about me making decisions that I thought were best for her, that maybe she didn't understand now, maybe she would never understand. But that I knew that the decisions I had made were in her best interest and my best interest.
Casey knew she couldn't do this on her own. She soon enlisted the help of Healing House, knowing that another perspective could help her better understand how to help her daughter cope.
The way that I think that the grief process should have went wasn't necessarily her path. People think as time goes on it gets easier. It just gets different. But her dad will always be a part of her life.
Today, Emmy is thriving. Casey says while there will always be a void in her daughter's life, she'll continue doing her best to keep Emmy's dad's memory alive.